Every known language has a sound system. They also have parameters that determine the permissible organization of speech sounds to form meaningful utterances. In this article, you will learn the meaning of phonology, phonemes, how to write phonemes, and other concepts in phonology with illustrative examples. What is phonology in linguistics? Phonology is the study of sound patterns in a language. It has to do with how speech sounds are organized to form meaningful utterances in a language. Phonology evaluates the relationship that exists between sounds in a language by examining how environment influences their meanings. It also studies combination patterns of speech sounds, and how speech sounds are organized in a language. What is phoneme? Phoneme refers to the abstract realization of speech sounds. It does not have to do with the physical properties of sounds in a language, rather it is a representation of them in mind. Phonemes are also the smallest units of sound that are capable of changing the meaning of words in a language. How to write phonemes? In writing phonemes, we make use of symbols used in representing speech sounds as conceived in the mind. These symbols are then placed in slanted lines. Take for instance, the following phonemes, p, and z, are accurate representations of how phonemes should be written. It is important to note that they must be written in small letters only. You made it this far, like this video for it to reach more people. I've added a playlist link that contains more videos about speech sounds in English, in the video description. You can click on it to watch them. Concepts in phonology. Minimal pairs. Minimal pair is a concept in phonology that has to do with the contrasting of phonemes. It refers to a situation where changing a phoneme in a word results in a change in its meaning. To illustrate, in cat as in cat, changing the phoneme ku to fu, as in fat, changes the meaning of the word. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationship. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationship refers to the two main kind of relationships that exist between phonemes in a language. Syntagmatic relationship deals with the co-occurrence relationship between phonemes. What this implies is that it has to do with the relationship between phonemes in terms of which speech sounds can exist together to create meaningful utterances. For instance, in the word kit as in kit, the phonemes are said to be in syntagmatic relationship because their co-occurrence resulted in the creation of a meaningful utterance. However, these phonemes, zix, are not in syntagmatic relationship because their co-occurrence does not birth a meaningful utterance. Paradigmatic relationship focuses on the substitution relationship that exists between phonemes in a language. Phonemes are said to be in paradigmatic relationship when they can be substituted for one another without rendering an utterance meaningless. For example, bat and cat. We can agree that the phonemes, bu, and ku, are in paradigmatic relationship because substituting the former for the latter does not render the utterance meaningless. Phonological rules. Phonological rules refers to the parameters that guide the combination and organization of speech sounds in a language. These rules determine the acceptable combination of sounds to form meaningful utterances in a language. Some examples include the plural marker s rule. When a verb is conjugated to reflect the plural tense, s, the pronunciation of the plural marker is determined by the last phoneme of the syllable it is attached to. For example, the s, in boys will be pronounced as z, because the word ends in a voiced sound, which influences the articulation of s. The s, in girls will be pronounced as c, because the word ends in a voiceless sound, which influences the articulation of s. The s, in bushes will be pronounced as ease because the word ends in a sibilant sound, she, which influences the articulation of s. The past tense marker, d, rule. When the past tense marker is attached to a word, its articulation is heavily influenced by the final phoneme of the word. The examples include, when the past tense marker, d or ed, is added to a word ending in a voiceless sound, for instance baked, it is articulated as to, as in baked. When the past tense marker, d or ed, is added to a word ending in a voiced sound, for instance played, it is articulated as do, as in blade. When the past tense marker, d or ed, is added to a word ending in to, or do, for instance, planted and branded, they are articulated as id, as in planted and wanted. Segmental and non-segmental phonology. Segmental phonology is the aspect of phonology that deals with individual sounds. As the name implies, it studies sounds as individual elements, vowels and consonants. Segmental phonology evaluates individual sounds through such concepts as minimal pairs, distribution, allophones, etc. Non-segmental phonology, also known as suprasegmental phonology, deals with larger units of sounds. It focuses on groupings of sounds and how they are influenced by their immediate environment or context. Non-segmental phonology evaluates groups of speech sounds through the following concepts: stress, intonation, rhythm, pitch, etc. The aspect of linguistics that deals with the study of the systems of speech sounds in a language is phonology. In phonology, speech sounds are referred to as phonemes and they are symbols enclosed in slanted lines. Some key concepts in phonology include the following: minimal pairs, syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationship, phonological rules, phonotactics, and segmental and non-segmental phonology. Understanding this concept will better inform you on how the speech sounds of languages are systematized. See you soon.